Okay, I believe, yep, we are live. Here we are. Yay! We're experiencing some technical difficulties, but I want to welcome everyone to the Pastor Jacki Show. I am Pastor Jacki, the network marketer, and we are going to have a great hangout in spite of our difficulties. This has been the week for internet difficulties and technical problems, but we are here in spite of that. And we are excited about this hangout. We have several people on the panel because we could not figure out how to get these links to work today. But this is exciting, and we're glad to have everyone who is able to join. We just sent out a notice to some others that wanted to join the hangout. We just sent out the new link to them. So in spite of difficulties, we're going on, and we are excited about today's hangout. I just want to share with you, I like to kind of start with the Pastor Jacki Show by sharing with you what the Pastor Jacki Show is about. And on this show, you will receive tips, tools, and strategies on how to become a better marketer and entrepreneur. You might also be wondering, what is this show really, who's this show really for? It is for the newbie marketer, entrepreneur, the small business owner who is looking to learn strategies on how to bring their business online. It is also for the individual that is looking to start their own business, the individual that is tired of the 9-to-5 grind and is looking for a better way to provide for their family, bring income in their home, and find financial freedom. So that's what the Pastor Jacki Show is about. And it normally is lunchtime marketing, but I believe it's about 1:30, so it's just early afternoon marketing today. And I'm excited today because we have a great show planned for you. We are going to be talking about how to become a magnet on social media. And we have somebody that I'm just so fond of. I just love this person. She is such an inspiration to so many. And we have her here on the panel today, and she's going to be leading our discussion, Katie Stage. And I'm excited to have her. Katie, are you unmuted?
I am now. Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me here.
Great. And so we're going to just turn it over to Katie now, and she's going to share with us nuggets, valuable nuggets on how to become a magnet on social media. So Katie, welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to actually share this with you because I think magnet on social media, it's this industry. You wanna be the hunted and not the hunter, right? You know, so it's just so much better to not having to go out there and just grind and try to find people. I mean, there's a little bit of that, but it's also nice to actually have people come to you where you already, to their eyes, they automatically make you look like, you look like an authority, okay? And they're asking for your advice. And it's something that I've done to my profile, Facebook profile specifically, and I'm going to show it to you today. So you can set up your profile in a way where you can look like an instant authority, you look like a leader, you look like basically, and that is this leader, this person that you already want to step into before you even become, or even before you feel like a leader, because I think everybody's a leader here anyways. But there is a have to make, and it's good to try to step yourself into that role so you can actually be more comfortable as a leader. So one of the things that I think is most important is always keep it positive. I share a little bit of religion. I am a believer. It's not a big deal to me, but you don't talk about religion and other people's religion. You always keep honesty, integrity first, and you never spam your own. Basically, a lot of people don't know is that they actually do their marketing backwards, where they're always putting out their information, you know, their little posters on, hey, there's like, you know, this exciting thing that's happening. That's good. It's good to be excited about what you have going on, whether you have a new business or you're looking to get into one and you get into it and you're so excited. I get that. And it's really, really cool to share that information. However, it's actually the wrong way to do it because 80-20 rule, you share 80% value and 20% promotion. It's basically you share value, you give out this free information to help others exceed in their own business, whether they join you or not. You don't care. You just want to share this value. You share value, okay, 80% of the time, which gives you the right to promote once in a while, not feel guilty to ask for the sale, which is 20% of the time. You could throw a link out, hey, I got this, you know, this free course coming up, or maybe, hey, I got this that I want to share with you, come check it out, you know, or I got whatever, right? So whether it's a blog post or whatever, I'm not saying, you know, it's okay to, I'm not saying that blog posts are spamming, but if you constantly share the same information day in and day out, people are going to get used to that and they're not going to pay attention to you. So you want to keep it variety as well. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to go into this in detail and actually go over my own profile and show you what I have on there. I'm going to invite everybody to go to my profile and implement what I have, you know, take what I have and you can actually repurpose it. Like you go to my about page, you know, I'll just show you in a few minutes, but you can go to my about page, you can copy it, you know, like model after it, not really copy because you got to put your own story into it, but I'll go through that with you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, as long as the tech gods are on my side here. So that button, entire screen is what I like to share so I can bounce between. Okay, so you see my profile, correct? Okay, I see nodding head. So you see my profile. What I'm going to do before I show you my personal information, I'm going to go to this little 3 dot, go to view as, and that's going to automatically tell me what my profile looks like as a public person. Okay, I'm going to go to my about page. I don't need you to know my phone number or any personal information like my address. So when I'm sharing my screen here, I'm going to do that so I can protect my own information. So when people are coming to your timeline, number one rule is you want to be inviting. You want to be inviting. You want to tell people, hey, you know, you can come to me. You can reach out to me. You can ask me questions. I want to help you. So be inviting. What you want to do is the number one thing that people tend to don't do is they don't invite them to, you know, be open. You know, there's the follow button. Make sure you have that follow button. Make sure you have the add friends. And when you post stuff, you got to make sure that it's all public instead of sharing between friends. Let me go ahead and go back to my profile so you can see that. Right here means public. And then this is friends, is this little icon, and then only me. A lot of times I see people who have really amazing content that they want to share have this, and maybe they don't realize that, but if you put it on public, when somebody comes to your profile, they're going to go ahead and search your profile and they're going to search your timeline, and you want your best content out there, so you want to make sure it's public so people can see it and entice them to follow you more. Does that make sense? Everybody okay with that so far? I see nodding. Okay, thumbs up. Okay. Do you have any questions?
Yes.
Okay, good. So now what's that? You're muted.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Can you, before you go on, can you go and explain for newbies that might be listening in, what do you mean by repurpose? That's kind of like a term, maybe one of those technical terms that they might not understand when you say you can do this and then repurpose it.
Okay, so basically what I am doing is when you repurpose something, that means that you have a piece of content, specifically, let's just say a video, you do a Facebook Live, and you can actually take that. Actually, Terry did a training on this, which was really good. So you take this Facebook Live, you repurpose it, and you take that same video and upload it to YouTube. So you have your Facebook audience and then you have your YouTube audience without having to redo the entire video. You can actually repurpose it. Another way is to put it in your blog. So then you got your blog followers. So that's repurposing, is that you put it out there in as many social medias as possible.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So let me go ahead and go back to my screen share. And if you were talking, I think you're muted again.
Is Terry, is your hand up? Yeah, Terry has a question.
Okay.
I don't know where the hand dude is, but
Not on here. The Zoom is the one with the hands up. Google, you just kind of physically put your hand up.
oh yeah, that's us. Huh? My question is, is that your profile for both your fan page and your normal page, or do you just have one page?
Oh, I only have one profile. I've always had one profile, and that's just my personal preference. So it's, if you want to do another profile where you want to separate friends and family, that's fine. But I have it in a way where you don't have to do that, because it kind of, for me, it'll get kind of confusing. I do have two fan pages, one with my birth name, Catherine Stage, and one with my the name that I normally use, my nickname or whatever you want to call it, is Katie Stage. So then if people search me, they can come up with two of those, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I don't want to do another profile.
Yeah, that makes total sense there. Then if you don't get to it or it's not coming up, I noticed that a lot of people have watched this video. How do you get that link in there? Or are you going to cover that?
I can. I'm actually going to take, hold on one second. I got my little notebook here, so I'll write it down and we can get back to that.
Having the two profile pages, like I've tried to separate my, because I'm a pastor, so on my personal page, my Jacqueline page, I have pretty much all my friends, family, and then I'll post things for church. And so that I didn't get it kind of all bungled together, I separated it, and I have a page that I want to use for business, but it actually is driving me crazy because I can't remember which page I'm on.
Exactly. Just kind of like what we were doing in chat before we got on this hangout. We're like, hey, Terry. I'm like, that message is just for me. You kind of get that confusion. Yeah. Like, and that's the whole point. Yeah.
So I don't know how long I'm going to keep this, but I've got other friends actually on this new page that I don't have on my other page. So I'm just trying to work it out, but I'm just getting all messed up of where I'm posting. I can't remember what page I posted on. My fan pages are on my other page, and I'm like, ah.
And that's why I like to simplify things, because everything's a test. If you feel that you want to not do that, that's up to you. But if you feel like you want to keep going on with it, and maybe it works. I've seen people who do separate it and it works for them.
I'm going to see how much longer I can deal with it and see if it'll work. If not, well, I'm going to send everybody back to my other page.
And another thing too is that there's a lot of people out there that are hackers that actually take your profile and steal it and create a new account. And you know what I mean? It's like there's always that, when it actually, to tell you the truth, Jackie, when you sent me a friend request, I wasn't sure if that was you or someone that you know what I mean? Because you can, so I did accept it because you did tell me. So that's the point. You did tell me, but there are some scammers and hackers out there.
Ricky had a couple other people asked me, Jackie, is this you? Yeah. And I said, yeah, and this is why I'm doing it. And they're like, oh, okay.
Okay. And that's totally fine. Okay. So Shumela, you're saying that you want to separate your personal to your business page. Okay. You could totally do that. There are some marketers who do not have a very good supportive system in the family and friends when they're getting into new ventures and stuff like that, because their heads are in the clouds. Why don't you get a real job like everybody else and all this other stuff? They get this negativity towards them by doing this. And for me, I was blessed with a family who's very supportive and not judgmental, because that's just the way my family is. And so I didn't feel that I had to separate that. If someone is negative towards me, it's easy to block them or get rid of them. I have no problems with doing that. However, I kind of like to prove people wrong in a way. Like I have this drive, like, oh, you don't think I can, but watch this, right? So that's another probably reason why I stayed there, is because I want to watch people. I want people to watch me grow, right? And that helps. That really helps, because I'm not trying to hide anything or anything like that. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You can have two profiles. For me, I just don't want to have that confusion, and I don't want to separate it, because another good reason is I like to show lifestyle as well. I don't want to be all business, because you can't really separate the two. It's all or nothing, really. I mean, that's just me again. There's no like life work balance or life business balance. You have to intertwine them to show people that it works, that you can intertwine it. So is there any more questions? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I'm going to go to my Facebook. I am on view as a specific person. This is, again, public person. Another thing that you want to do is you want to make sure a lot of the stuff is public, because you want to be invited. You want to say, I'm approachable. Hey, I'm a real person. And I do have that business / lifestyle balance where I can actually, have this basically freedom, this time freedom, where I can actually balance it out. And that's just what what we're just talking about. So when people come to your timeline, people are going to see, you can have a banner. One of the rules that you want to have is that this banner can be the lifestyle. You know what I mean? It could be the group of friends. I'm actually thinking about changing this again, where I can show like a group of people, because I kind of look like I'm by myself here. It's kind of lonesome. Profiles are not of babies, not of animals. Make sure it's you. Do not put a group of people in your profile picture, because somebody's going to come and they're like, well, which one is Katie? Or which one is that person? Until they go like maybe photos or videos or something, they can try to figure that out. But your face should be recognizable throughout all your social media platforms. And that's why you want to keep that consistent. When I first got started, someone had told me, I think it was Michelle Pesco-Scalito, is that when you want to have a photo, you want to have a good headshot. And you want to actually, when you're first starting out, is put that in all social medias so they can recognize your face, right? I have since changed it where I don't have that same photo anymore, which is fine, but I still have my face. I'm looking at the camera. I'm saying, hey, look at me. I'm a real person, that kind of thing. It's not blurry. It's crisp. It's clear. Sometimes you can have your own personal, touch to it, where it says, oh my God, hi, thanks for visiting my profile. Get some humor in there and be yourself, right? Don't be afraid to just be yourself. In this industry, don't be afraid to be yourself, and always carry that through with everything. So, you can actually, when you're whether you have, I don't know if you've never had a profile before, or if you're a seasoned profile person, maybe you're like the first profile ever, it doesn't really matter. The things that I'm actually going to go through, it's whether it's just going to be a new information for you, or this is going to be just a reminder. There could be something that I'm going to tell you that that may maybe say it in a different way, where it's going to say, oh yeah, hey, I didn't think of that piece of information before, and you could just tweak something, and that'll just make you more approachable and authority-like. What I'm going to talk about is your name, right? Your name could very well be a household name, just like Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins. Who do you want to be known as? Just like Pastor Jacki. I love that. That's awesome. It tells you exactly who you are. Terry Miller, that's awesome. Shumela, I think that's awesome that you guys use your real name, and that's good. You get people like I don't know if you guys know Rocky, right? His first name is not Rocky, but that's his brand. He's a brand master. So it depends on what you want to call yourself, is who you're going to be known as. And people are going to be Google searching you. So a good thing that you should do is get a domain with that. So I own katiestage.com. So you want to carry that brand throughout your whole entire, your whole business there. Another thing too is that you can add a nickname, and I could show you that too if you guys don't know how to do that. You could put in a nickname. It's actually just, let me see if I can show it to you while I don't want to block myself. Let me get off. Let me just keep talking. Let me get off share screen because like I said, I don't want to share some information that I don't want to be shared. So let me go to my about page. I'm going to go to, let's see. I'm going to go to my overview. I'm trying to remember where that is. Because I know there's an add nickname somewhere. I wonder if it's that. Oh yeah, it is about you. Okay. Of course, it's always about me. Little humor. All right. So once you hit go to your timeline and you can go to details about you, you scroll down and you go to other names. You can say you can pronounce your name. You can go to other names, and that's where you put your nickname. And I like to play on words. I'm an entrepreneur, so I don't have any kids of my own, but I do hang out with my nieces a lot. So I'm an aunt and an entrepreneur. So I'm an entrepreneur. So it's part of my kind of like my more of my humor into that. So it gets a lot of people saying, "Oh my gosh, entrepreneur! That is amazing." Okay, so like I said, what I was telling you before, that I do have a fan page with Katie Stage and Catherine Stage. I own both domains, and people could search Catherine Stage because my email is katie@catherinestage.com. People might search both those names out, so when they search that, they can find me. My pages will come up and they can find me. They can get a hold of me. I have my email. I have a great way to get a hold of me so they can message me and all this other stuff. Make sure you're approachable. So make sure you have all that stuff available for people to get a hold of you. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the About page. So you want to make sure that you fill this information out. Your timeline and the About tab is the most popular places that people are going to find. About is probably the most popular, and then timeline is a close second. That's what I do when I'm searching people out, is I always go to their About page. I see if they're easily to get a hold of, or I kind of check out what they're doing and see if they tell me about their lifestyle, so I can actually strike up a conversation and get something that's in common, so I can have that conversation and kind of break the ice easier. And so when you go to the overview, it's going to tell you, you could say, your past schools, where you live, your family members, other places people can get a hold of you. You can add a whole bunch. You can add YouTube, Instagram, and you can add websites. And then also fill in some work and education. Tell people, your past stuff, right? You could do that. You could just, to try to get that conversation going, right? And be approachable. So contact and basic information. So let's see. Okay, so let me just, you can do life events also. Okay, so one of the things I want to, before we move on, is talk about the details about yourself. You want to fill this out. Okay, this is, yeah.
Are you in edit mode?
Nope, I'm actually on public. So because I'm not in my own profile, that I don't want any of my personal information to be public. So I'm viewing it as a specific person that's public. It's coming in and looking like, when you guys look at my profile, this is what you see.
Okay, because I'm following you along on my phone and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, thank you.
Yep. And so when you go to your details about you, you want to fill this out. This is actually a place where you can tell people your story. And I made it long, and I suggest you could do that too. You can tell people, what you do, what you stand for, what your beliefs are, and people will read it. People will read it. So another thing too, real quick, that's the details. I forgot to mention that on your timeline, you have this intro. I see some people, they don't fill this out. Sometimes it's blank. But this is like a quick Snapchat, a quick snippet of, you know, your beliefs, who you are, and then that about me is more details, you know what I mean? And then also the featured image. And Facebook is always changing. They're always updating. If you find something that's new on your timeline, go ahead and figure it out. You know what I mean? It's like, try to fill it out. You know, like when the intro came, I took that as an opportunity and to fill that out. And also, not sure if anybody knows, but you can actually put a GIF or a quick video in your profile, and people can click on it, and a video would pop up and say, hey, welcome to my profile, and you can actually welcome them in that. But I chose not to do that. I don't know why, but you can certainly test that out and do that. Maybe because it's like, it just keeps replaying and replaying, replaying. It just, I don't know, maybe I'll do it. I don't know. Maybe you guys could do that too, but definitely could do that. Let's see. So what else? Oh, when you're posting something, like I said, you make sure it's public. Let me go ahead and I can get out of this. I can go back to my own timeline. Make sure it's public and not just friends or only me, unless it's like you want to keep it between friends that you're only connected to, and mutual friends and then friends of friends won't be able to see it, if that makes sense. But in this industry, you want to be approachable, and you want new people who haven't connected with you to come check you out. And if you don't want to share it publicly, don't put it on Facebook. Keep it positive, have some humor, keep it variety. Don't always you know, post the same things. You can, you know, teach people stuff. You can have like, you know, interactions, you know, something like this, and get some people, you know, get the interactions going. And then motivational stuff, and always have that intention to like either inspire somebody, encourage somebody, teach somebody, or, you know what I mean? So keep the negative to yourself, because that actually is opposite of a magnet. Have you ever flipped a magnet backwards, like two magnets backwards, and they can't stick to each other? They kind of have this wall in between them that you just can't put them together. That you don't want that. You want to be that magnet. You want to be the magnet, and you want to attract people.
Katie, can I ask you a question here? We were on a training, and it was shared that you really shouldn't share other people's stuff on your timeline, because you want people to connect with you and not necessarily click on somebody else's timeline. What are your thoughts on that? Because I mean, we tell people to, you know, like, comment, and share. Mm-hmm. You know, so, you know, what do you think about that as far as, you know, becoming a magnet on social media? Can that help you, hinder you? What are your thoughts?
Well, here's the thing. I've had tested throughout the few years that I've been on Facebook that to get the highest engagement, you always want to have your own content. A lot of times what you could do is you could say, you could, like, if you have something that you want to share that somebody else did, give credit where credit's due, saying, hey, I just saw this on, you know, you could tag the person, and you can copy and paste and put it in there, and it'll be your own organic content instead of sharing, because I tend to not get very much engagement when I share other people's stuff. But if I tag them and then try to, I guess, you know, like you put the information in there myself, then I think it gets more engagement. And whether, you know, I've said this before, I said that, you know, you shouldn't count the likes, and you shouldn't count, you know, that really doesn't matter. But your whole purpose is to say, hey, you know, I'm getting engagement, and I'm in the community, and I'm a real person, that kind of thing. So you don't want to have like zero engagement, that kind of thing. So if that makes sense. Is the camera stuck on Sonia right now?
Let me unmute here. Hey, Sonia. There she goes.
Oh, there. Okay.
So, like, say if you're going to share, you know, something from Gary V. you know, you're making comments on that, and then it becomes your content as far as how Facebook looks at it, or?
Well, it depends.
Post this stuff.
It depends. It depends on what you're sharing. If you're sharing just like a picture of him with his little quote and then his little signature that he does, you can copy that photo, put your own thoughts into it and share it that way. But if, you know, Gary Vee, he always shares little snippets of like 8-minute videos or 5-minute videos, and it gets like 2 million views. Share that, because that's going to attract people like, oh, this is, you know what I mean? They're more enticed to share it. Another thing that you could do is, oh, I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Oh, there's another way that you could do this. What's that? Did someone say something?
No, I was saying, your thought will come back.
I know it will come back. I'll think of that. But, is to like their page, because they're going to have a fan page, and you can actually tag their fan page and try to get more people attracted that way. Or even Gary Vee, sometimes he comes to your, you know, you'll show up and say, hey, thanks for the share. I mean, that's pretty cool, right? Okay. So there's ways to do that. I always give credit where credit's due, and you should always do that, and don't take it. Because I've had someone who literally came to my profile. I took the time, somebody actually takes the time to make content, and to have someone steal it from them, it's kind of sucks. I spent time to make this piece of content, came from my heart, put it out there, and some guy literally said in the comments, oh my gosh, I love this. Can I steal it? Or I'm going to steal it, or whatever. I'm like, does he mean that? Or does he mean share? Why does he say share? Why doesn't he say share? Why is he going to steal it? He wasn't connected with me. We weren't friends on Facebook. I went to his timeline, and he literally took it as his own. And on his profile, he says he's the social media master. Well, what are you teaching people? You're teaching people to steal other people's content. I don't think so. I went on his timeline. I said, oh, so you actually really did steal my content without giving me credit. What the? You know, you don't do that. We're all in this together. Give credit where credit's due. Share information. Who cares if you like give, you know, edify Gary Vaynerchuk? People are going to go to his profile anyways. If you have like within team members, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Okay. You're going to be the person that says, hey, I'm sharing this content because I believe in it, and this person is amazing. Go check them out. That's not that big of a deal. We're not here to fight the sale, and we're not here to fight competition here. Our only competition is ourselves. You know what I mean? Our own personal self. We can both build the same tower, the highest tower, without knocking each other's down, okay? So we're all in this together. Let's just, you know, not separate each other. So it doesn't matter. Let me go with, I wonder if I covered enough. Let me just look at this real quick. Another good thing to do is on social media, start friending, following, whatever you got to do with leaders of the industry, and pay attention to what they do. Let me go ahead and show you how you can, I got to share my screen first. Let me go ahead and show you how you can set your time. You can actually control people's timeline and newsfeed. I'm sorry, newsfeed. So let me go home. So this is newsfeed. You can actually control your newsfeed. Right now, Lawrence Tam is live, and you see this little star here. I set him as a see first. So that's why my timeline is a see first. I'll go ahead and like that. I'll watch it later. Tony Robbins, he's a see first. And this is a way that you can control your own timeline and get rid of all the negativity. Other people who show up that doesn't have a star, you're basically engaging with them the most, and that's what Facebook is showing you. Like, I haven't seen Tom the Furry Hat guy in a while, and I started liking his post, and there he is. And this is a great way to control not only your news feed, but other people's news feeds. When Tom the Furry Hat guy, when he's scrolling his news feed, he's actually going to see one of my posts too. It's kind of like how the algorithm starts to activate. Let's see. Actually, I think it's kind of funny when people put a post out there that says, hey, only 7% of people can see my timeline. And let me just stop. only 7% of people can see my post. I want to see if all my friends can see it. Well, it doesn't work like that. Especially if you have like 5,000 friends. Facebook only has a limited space and time, because we're only on Facebook like 10, 20 minutes at a time, and we go do something else, maybe 5 minutes at a time, and scrolling through your timeline or your news feed. And Facebook only has a certain amount of people that you're gonna see. So whoever you're interacting with the most, Facebook was like, hey, you guys must know each other and like each other. I'm going to share both of your guys' stuff all the time, more. You can control your newsfeed with a see first, and you can also set people as a close friend, which will give you a notification saying, hey, this person just posted, go check them out. This is a way that you can be there first to comment, and what does that do? That actually gives them say, hey, this person is following me, and they're going to start to know your name. And it's basically stalker status is what I like to call it. And that's how you get like 6-figure earners, top earners, and leaders in the industry to notice you. And how cool would it be to go to like maybe an event that they're going to be at, and they walk up and they see you and they actually know you by name. And like, oh my gosh, you know what? Hi, Katie, or hi, Jackie, hi, Shumela, hi, Terry, hi, Sonia. Thank you for following me. I see you everywhere. You are awesome. They appreciate that. I mean, how cool is that?
Katie, before you go on,
Yep.
The see first, is there only a certain amount of see first that you can do?
For now, Facebook has 30. You can only do 30 see first. Yep.
And but
is
about the close friends, is that unlimited?
Unlimited.
Okay.
So let me just go ahead and show you my friends list here real quick. This little star, you can just make him as a close friend. You guys can see my screen, right? So you can have them as a close friend, or you can go to their see first. You see that? And see, now I can only I picked a maximum. I reached my limit, so I can edit my list. And let me see if it tells you. See, there's Gary, there's Mike Hobbs. There's a lot of people that I see first. I think there's only 30.
Has been commenting on your post a lot.
Yeah, it's because I built rapport with him for sure over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know who Ask a Millionaire is. This is Sean Thomas. I've only known him when I went on Snapchat. Someone told me to follow this person. I did, and I'm starting to build rapport with him, and I'm getting. I guess he's like a big authority on that too. I'm not seeing a number, but this is like my whole friends list, so I'm not seeing a list of. Oh, maybe that's it. So anybody with a square around it, that's who I see first. Mm-hmm. So, cool. I'll just cancel that for now. So that's how you do it. You can make them as a close friend, and you can make them as a see first. Okay, or you can set them, they're already automatically on default, or you can unfollow people. You're not unfriending them, but say if they're a family member and you don't want to see their posts anymore, and they're too negative or whatever, and you want to keep your distance, but you don't want to unfriend them and make, the uncomfortable conversations at the family reunions, you can just unfollow them and say, oh, I just don't see your posts anymore. I don't know what happened. So, they can still
know. That's good to know. Yeah. Many people don't know that, and they'll just block people, and they really don't have to. That's good to know.
Right, and you can also block people through messages. Say you go to message, and you can actually block them from messaging you, right? And
yes.
So but they don't. You're not blocking them. You're just blocking their message. So, all right. You see how I did that? I just kind of showed up. That's how you do it. It takes that quick. You just show up, you like something, you leave. So I hope I got enough, went through. Does anybody have any questions? I do have a free Facebook course that I go through in detail, because I know I didn't get everything, but I do want to show you guys how to add a button on Facebook fan pages. But before we get to that, I want to know if there's any questions, thoughts, or concerns.
Before we do that, let me just recap. Some are just coming in, Sonia. So I just want to recap a couple of things that you said that were just wonderful nuggets. Wonderful nuggets. You started off and you said that we want to be the hunted and not the hunter. And so I think that is really key when it comes to online marketing or any really type of business, any entrepreneur. You want to be the hunted, where people are finding you. That is one of the reasons why I entered into online marketing and started to develop that skill, because I got tired of being the hunter. And if you're in, you know, whatever business you are, but especially if you're in network marketing, it's almost that's how you're trained to be the hunter. You know, you're going after you're bugging your friends and your family and talking to strangers that are not even interested in what you're offering. And then, you know, I was introduced to online marketing, which has changed my whole strategy. I'm no longer operating as an amateur marketer, but I'm operating as a professional marketer. And I think that's key to being a professional marketer. You want to be the hunted, where people find you that are interested in what you're offering instead of you hunting people down. Another thing that you said, you showed us how to actually set up our profile and to look like a leader and an authority in what we're talking about. And we can do that through our profile, how we set that up and the areas that we put information in. Another nugget you gave us is, and this is really important, don't spam your profile. And I know a whole lot of people that do that. It's just their business. And it's like they're putting in some of their life or whatever, but it's just so business that you no longer even really want to look on their page anymore. And so I think that's really important for us to know, not to spam our profile, to give people. You talked about making sure that we incorporate our life on the profile page, all different aspects of our life, but we should only really, you know, bring a little bit of the business in, you know, every so often, but we should really let people know who we are. You also explained the term of repurposing and how we can take a piece of content and place it on another platform so that people will be able to see it on that platform as well. Some other tips that you gave us, you talked about how we need to be inviting. We want to make sure that we have a follow button on our profile page and an add friend button. Now, I'm going to put a question out there. You can just write it down. Doesn't that automatically come up, or do we have to make sure we click on something to make sure that that's on the page? Something else you said. You said that our profile page needs to be public. Many times people will put it on just friends or on something else, and therefore people can't really find them unless they're on that friends list. But if we really want people to find us and what we're doing, then we need to make sure that we have our profile page public. Our profile page needs to be approachable. We need to look like a real person. We need to really show who we are on the profile page. Some other things that you shared with us today was the banner. You said that we can have our lifestyle in the banner and like different pictures, but not just, you know, pictures of other people, but pictures of our life on the banner. And we should always be recognizable on the banner. Our face has to be seen on the banner. You talked a little bit about branding and how the profile page is really a way of us branding ourselves by the name that we put on it, because we want our names to actually be a household name. And so that's how another way that we can brand ourselves using social media. There were just so many nuggets. You showed us how to actually even put a nickname. You're the entrepreneur, I believe you said, the entrepreneur, which is like your nickname, your tag that you've added to the branding of your name. You also shared about the timeline and making sure the timeline and the about tabs are the most important places really on our page, because people that want to check us out are going to go to those two things, our timeline and the about page and the about tab. And so there we need to make sure that we fill in the details about ourselves, because that's where we can tell our story. Another question I want to ask you, Katie, and you can write that down, how important it is for us to tell our story, because a lot of people, you know, don't want to do that because they're too vulnerable or whatever. But if you could share a little bit before we end today, what's the importance of telling our story on social media? You also talked about take the time to fill out the intro portion on the profile page, because that gives people a quick snapshot of who we really are. And so they kind of can, before they even get into any of the details, they'll have a clue of kind of what we're about. Some other nuggets you shared was to keep it positive, keep variety on the page. We can put inspirational things on the page, videos on the page. And you finished up by saying that we need to make it a practice to follow and friend leaders in the industry, because that will bring more attention even to your page, as well as bringing attention to other leaders. And you said that we could go and put people as our see first. When we put a star by their name, that means they would be in our feeds first, so we're getting that valuable information, as well as we can go and make close friends. So these are the people that we'll see, and we can unfollow people without blocking them. If they're putting too much negativity out there, we don't have to necessarily unblock them, but we can unfollow them so that they're not showing up in our feed. You have shared a wealth of information with us, and there's just so much more in you. But like you said, you have a course that you're doing that I'm just excited about tapping into, and learning more about how to really become a magnet on social media. And I want to thank you for sharing all that you have shared so far on today. And I want to just open it up now for others that have questions and want to ask you certain things or share. So I'm going to quiet myself down, and anybody who wants to share, they can just unmute themselves and ask Katie whatever you like. Does anybody have a question?
Yeah, I want to ask something. Is there anything like Instagram we use like multiple accounts at the same time? Is there, I know about the fan page. We can use it with our like profile. Is there any other pages we can add with that?
Well, for Instagram, for other social medias, they have multiple accounts.
Yeah.
I'm usually just a one niche kind of person, so I don't need multiple accounts. But if you are in two different, separate, completely different things, I understand that. But I've known some marketers who have like 30 different accounts. How many niches? There's not 37 niches. They're just trying to pull different, you know what I mean? It's like, how do you balance your life with 37 freaking accounts? And what happens, this is why I'm so upset about it, is that people will try to interact with you. How do you know which account they're gonna, you know what I mean? It takes like three years for them to finally get to their like 30-second account to say, oh, I can finally, you know, get back to you. You know, it's like, how do they do that? So don't have like that many accounts. There are some.
No, I'm asking about like, I know about the fan page we can edit.
Oh, for the fan page? Yeah,
I know about the fan page. Is there any other page we can add with that?
Ask that again.
Is there any other page or profile we can add?
What do you like for? You're kind of cutting out, so I'm not understanding.
No, I'm saying, is there any other page or profile we can add it there? We can add it there or not?
We can add. I'm sorry. Is anybody catching what she's saying?
Type your question in the chat, because you're breaking up, and then she'll know what she needs to, how she needs to answer.
Sorry about that. I heard multiple profiles and Instagram and all in one sentence, so I wasn't really sure. So while she's typing that out, I'm gonna, if it's okay with you guys. Oh, go ahead.
I think she was asking if there was more than just the fan page that we could add. Okay, dogs are going crazy. Mom's home. I gotta mute.
So multiple profiles that we can add to what?
With Facebook, with our other profile.
Okay, so the one thing that for me, it really depends on what you want to do. And I say everything is a test. So if there's one way that you want to try out, go try it out for a while and see how that works. But if, like Jackie, what she was saying, if it feels like it's too much to jungle and find out where stuff is, then, maybe eliminate that. But the way that I have it, I just have my one personal profile as just one personal profile. And then I have 2 fan pages because I have Catherine Stage and Katie Stage. People are going to Google that and they can find me. They're identical in, what they look like in information. But I have that keyword out there, as in people, the keyword is my name, and people are going to search that, and that's going to pop up depending on what they search. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions? Sonia, Terry, anybody have any questions?
Try to stump me. I want to see what happens.
Yeah, really. If I can do it before the dogs start going crazy again. Were you going to show us how to put a video on our, our top of our page? Like it says, there's a button that says watch this video.
Oh, the button. Yeah. Yep. I can show that. I got a couple of things that we could talk about yet. If you want, I can show you that right now. It's actually really, really, really easy. So let me go to, I go home, and then I can go, there's my one page there, and then there's my other page there. So I have both of them. I think that's cute.
I have no sound. Are you there?
Yeah. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. So here's, see, I love the play on words. There's the Katie Stage page because it rhymes, and then Catherine Stage. So, just the other day, I actually reactivated this one just because I was kind of working on things. So I realized that I did not have a button active. So when you go to your fan page, there's going to be a blue button that's automatically going to be there that says add a button. So when you go to your fan page, just click on that, and it'll prompt you to go through, let me go ahead and click on it actually. Edit button. So you're going to be able to say, hey, which website do you want them to go to, what link, and all this other stuff. You can actually edit what it says, because you'll get to learn. You get to say, like, watch the video, learn more, some kind of call to action, so you can put that on there. Another thing that we were going to talk about, let me just end this. Does that answer your question, Terry? About go to your fan page, and then there's a blue button that's on there. I think you're frozen, but it'll just say add a button. So it's pretty.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't know that. I see that on mine, but I never messed with it. I thought it was just something that automatically was there.
Yeah, you can actually take people to a capture page or a YouTube video, any link really. Again,
your blog.
Yeah, exactly. Again, you want to that call to action, because when they come to that page, you want them to say, hey, I'm at the right page. I want to learn more. So they're going to click this button, and then they're going to want to learn more about what it is you do.
Okay, I found mine. Mine says contact me.
Yep,
so
you can do that. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. The contact me is basically, it's going to have them send you a message, and you're going to get like a little notification either on your phone or computer or whatever, probably both, obviously both, that you got a new message on your fan page.
Great. Okay.
So real quick, actually, a follow button on your profile. Let me go ahead and show you how to do that. So when you go to your profile, everybody can see my screen, right? Yeah, you guys can see my screen, right? Okay. You go to this little black arrow up here. You see that? Everybody sees that? And you go to settings, and then you're going to go public posts, and you're going to want to say who can follow me. You want to make that public, and then that will put that follow button. Let me go ahead and go to view as again, this follow button. So then people, you want people to follow you. because some people just may not want to add you as a friend. They just want to follow you, get some notifications, and kind of check you out. Some just people do that. So make sure that follow button is there. And also there's another setting as well where who can send me a friend request. I believe that's still in the settings. Who can send me a friend request. And you want that to be public too, because I mean, it's up to you. It really is up to you. Well, where is that? Public post probably. Well, geez, where is that? General? Whatever. It's in here somewhere. But you can have someone say, you know, there's a setting in there that says, you know, who can send me a friend request, and you can choose whether you want to say friends of friends or public or whatever. There's some people who I want to connect with that don't have that as an option. I'm like, well, what the heck, you know? I can't, you know, they don't have a.
Katie,
Yeah.
do you on the follow button, like if somebody reaches their maximum amount of people that they can have for a friend, doesn't it automatically go into follow?
Well, when somebody actually sends you a friend request, they automatically follow you. And whether you accept it or not, whatever, if you don't accept, they're still going to be a follower. They're still going to follow you. If you are maxed out, which is 5,000 friends on Facebook, on your profile, people will get a notification, hey, you've reached a max. They reached a max amount of friends. You are now following them. So it automatically follows you, whatever you do. You can also hit the button that says follow without trying to send a friend request. Okay. With fan pages, you can have unlimited fans, which is kind of cool, because then you can say, like, I know, who was it? An influencer on social media. I can't remember. I can't remember who. No. Okay, let's just say for Gary Vaynerchuk, he doesn't have if he does have a personal profile, it's obviously hidden, because when you search him on Facebook, you only get his fan page. So that's a great way to get connected with someone that's got a high count of people that follow you. It's a great way to, you know, to get people to your fan page. And that's a great way to actually separate your business and family. If you want to keep it from family, you can actually make your profile not public, where nobody can see it, and have your fan page as basically your profile, where you share all your lifestyle and everything. That's public for everything there. So there's a choice. You can do that too, because you can have unlimited fans, and they can reach out to you just like a personal profile. You can even go on Facebook Live on your fan pages. You know, you can pretty much do everything that you can do on a personal profile. So that's an option as well. Telling your story. I think this is very important, to tell your story on just about, you know, everything. You could tell your beliefs, you could tell your story, you can say, you know, you can even share a quote and say, this is why I shared this. And that'll actually attract people to you more, because they can relate to you. You're not looking for people, who cares if they don't relate to you, if they don't like you, or they don't like your post. You know, they go right by you, whether they like it or not. That's not your whatever. That's not your goal. Your goal is to share stuff with people, and relate to people, and share your story. It's very important, because it's all about that know, like, and trust. People want to know you, like you, and they want to get to trust you, because you're showing that you are a person that shares value. You're inspirational. I get messages all the time that people like, you know what, I just got out of just through a divorce, and I got to tell you that your posts have helped me through that. I get other messages where people come out of war, and they come home, and they got this post-traumatic stress disorder, right? And they say your posts are always uplifting. It's helping me through that. I mean, that's a huge testimonial for somebody to tell me that, and I am so appreciated. That just makes me want to share more inspirational and share my story, so I can relate to them. And it helps people just to come reach out to you and say thanks, and it just feels really, really good. So does anybody else have any questions? Does that kind of answer that question?
Here we go. Yeah, the other day I was on live, and I was talking about being sober almost 2 years, and I went on to say, you know, if you're thinking about having that drink, don't do it. You can contact me, you know, just kind of shared with them that, or anybody, it was my audience. I ended up getting 2 people the next day, and I'm, well, how did you find me? You know, they want him to be my friend, and I'd asked them, and they said that they really, really thanked me for sharing my sobriety with them, and wanted to be, you know, in that type of an environment. So I thought that was really cool. That's the first time it's ever happened here. So I just wanted to share that with you, because it does work. You do attract. You know,
yeah, and the whole point is to actually build your network. So you did it right, where you just share part of your story. And I'm not saying air out your dirty laundry. You don't have to tell people your dark secrets, but relate to people. You don't have to say, you know, some crazy stuff, you know, some private stuff. Like you can also share stuff that happened to you through your business venture. Like, hey, I used to be stuck left alone on an island, and now I found this, or whatever. And people can, you know, this is what I've learned through the process. And then, you know, other people will get inspired and want to follow you because they want to learn from you. So you look like an authority when you share value. So that's good. That's good. You want to share your story and share your value.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi. Guys, can you hear me?
Sonia, yes.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what you just said, Katie and Terry, about the story. And I think that's something that I've sometimes struggled with. And I know when I talk to people, sometimes they feel that they haven't got anything to share, you know, because they feel that they have to have, either they have to have something really interesting, or, you know, what, I haven't got something big that I've got through. And one of the things I've started doing, obviously, because I work a 9 to 5, and so part of who I'm targeting are people like myself who are in the 9 to 5 and want a way out of it. And often people say they haven't got time. And so in my lunch hour, I do some reading, I'll do some stuff. And so I've started posting. So during my lunchtime, and letting people know that it's my lunchtime, and letting people know what I'm doing. And, you know, at the moment I'm reading Jim Rohn. And I think that, you know, there is a way of sort of sharing what's happening in your life without, as you say, airing your dirty washing, or sort of feeling that it has to be something that's wow, just sort of like ordinary things. And for me, you know, I use my lunchtime to continue to educate myself, and still continue to connect with people. But at the same time, I'm actually sharing with people, look, I haven't got much time, even during my day when I'm in my day job, during my lunchtime, while other people are maybe going off and doing other things, I'm actually spending that bit of time sort of working on my business or working on myself. So there's always a way that you can do it, and it's sharing a little bit of yourself and attracting people who, or how can they do that as well?
That's awesome, Sonia. And that also reminds me about our book we were going to read. I found it in a PDF. Did everybody find one or have it?
The book, which book?
That we talked about, we were supposed to read.
Asking. Okay.
Yeah. Asking. I did find a PDF, so if anybody wants that, I will send them the link to that, the PDF form, so we don't have to purchase it, and then maybe we can hit on that next week.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start wrapping our time up today. Katie, I want to thank you so very much for all the nuggets that you shared with us on today. This is really something for us to now go back and look at our profiles, just to make sure that we have all those things in place, and our profiles are looking professional, and we're making sure that we're approachable, and all the things that you shared with us today. I truly thank you for being a part of our hangout. We started a little late because of technical problems, but I'm so glad that everybody still hung in there as we were trying to figure it out, and we were able to get going on today to do this. So this will be on the Pastor Jacki Show channel, and you can watch the replay if you came in a little bit later and get all the nuggets that Katie shared with us today. So I want to thank everyone for being with us today on the Pastor Jacki Show. And Katie, I'm just going to come back to you and let you share if you have any last minute things that you want to share with the group.
Okay, great. This is where I can actually share where you can get my free modules on using attraction marketing on Facebook. So that's basically what we're talking about here, is attraction marketing, because you want to attract people to you. Real quick, I'm going to go to my screen share so I can show you katiestage.com. It's pretty simple. No E on the Katie, so katiestage.com, and you're going to come to this page. It's going to look like this, and right on the right hand side it's going to have attraction marketing on Facebook. You can grab your free access to that module, and you can access the more information. I went over it today, but more information on there, and you can follow through with those modules, follow along, I mean, and go through your profiles. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Jacki, for being here. Thank you for Terry, Sonia, Shumela. Thank you so much for being here. I love hanging out with you ladies, the ladies in marketing. So this is a really cool thing.
Yes, yes. Join us for Ladies in Marketing. That will be at 6 o'clock on today, and we're excited about it. I've set up the group page, and I've got that link already out, so we should have a great time on that. And yes, Terry, on the Ladies in Marketing Zoom meeting, you can share with us about the PDF for Ask and It Is Given. Okay, I want to thank everyone again for being. Sonia? Oh, you're just putting your finger up? Okay. Okay, so hopefully I'll see you all at 6 p.m. on Ladies in Marketing, the Zoom meeting. It's in the chat, so you can find the link. And once again, thank you all for being on the Pastor Jacki Show today. And Katie, thank you so much for sharing with us how to become a magnet on social media. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully I'll see you at 6. God bless.